Welcome back, Quarter Dollar. Imagine finding a quarter so rare, it could pay off your house. Sounds impossible? Think again. Today we're diving into 10 of the most valuable U.S. quarters ever found. Real coins worth $300,000 or more, and yes, some even cross the $1 million mark. One might be sitting in your drawer right now. Stick around. And if you love discovering hidden treasures, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the next rare find. Let's get straight into it. First up, we have a coin that may look ordinary at first glance. But once you know its story, you'll never look at your pocket change the same way again. Take a close look. This is the 1982 P. Washington quarter. And yes, it's seen better days. The surface is worn, the details are faded, but don't let that fool you. This circulated coin has a shocking backstory that could turn a dusty drawer find into a small fortune. Now, here's what's truly fascinating. 1982 was the year the U.S. Mint stopped producing uncirculated mint sets for the first time in decades. That means collectors had far fewer pristine examples of 1982 coins to hold on to. And the ones minted that year, most went straight into circulation. That's exactly what makes a high-grade version of this quarter extremely rare today. In circulated condition like the one you're seeing, this coin might seem like pocket change, worth just 25 cents. But here's the twist. If this same coin was found in mint state condition, like MS-67 or higher, it could fetch anywhere between $4,000 and $12,000, depending on the auction house and collector demand. But wait. It gets even more exciting. Some 1982 P quarters come with a rare no mint mark strike through error or double die obverse, and these versions, they can reach a shocking $180,000 to $300,000 if authenticated and properly graded by NGC or PCGS. That's right. A single overlooked error could mean the difference between spare change and a life-changing payout. Now imagine digging through an old jar or coin roll and finding one in that condition. That's not just luck, that's a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. So next time you find a 1982 quarter, especially one with a Philadelphia mint mark or a minting anomaly, don't toss it away, flip it, study it. You might be holding a coin that collectors would fight over. And remember, this is just the beginning. Call to action. If you enjoyed this, stay with us till the end for even more incredible finds. And make sure to subscribe so you never miss the next rare coin that could be hiding in your home right now. Next up in this jaw-dropping series of American treasures, we've got something that might seem like just another coin at first glance. But wait until you hear what could be hiding behind this seemingly ordinary face. This is the 1968 Washington quarter, and it's far more than a simple pocket change find. You might be holding a potential gold mine without even realizing it. Take a good look at this worn piece of American history. The date 1968 is clearly visible, but so are the decades of wear that have softened nearly every detail on its surface. This coin has passed through thousands of hands, bought countless cups of coffee, maybe even helped pay for a ticket to Woodstock. That's the kind of American journey you're holding here, and collectors eat that up when it's paired with the right traits. Now here's where it gets interesting. This specific quarter shows no mint mark, which confirms it was struck in Philadelphia. While Philly quarters from 1968 were minted in large numbers, over 220 million of them, most didn't survive this long, at least not in this condition. And while heavily circulated coins usually fetch face value, this isn't always the case. The coin market has recently seen an explosion of interest in vintage Washington quarters, especially those from the late 60s and early 70s. Why? Errors, low mintage anomalies, and collector demand are pushing prices through the roof. Now let's talk value. A standard circulated 1968 quarter like this one might be worth just 25 cents to the average person. But to a collector, a well-preserved example could easily hit $75 to $125 in mint state condition. And if you've got a coin that somehow escaped circulation entirely, a rare MS-67 or higher, that value jumps dramatically. One 1968 quarter graded MS-67 Plus recently sold for over $2,500 at auction. That's already exciting, but it gets even wilder. Some 1968 quarters come with shocking mint errors, and that's where the real money comes in. Imagine a double die obverse where the words, "In God We Trust," are visibly doubled, or a dramatic off-center strike that leaves parts of the design missing. There are also known instances of quarters struck on nickel planchets or transitional blanks. If your 1968 quarter has one of these rare errors, it could be worth anywhere from $15,000 to $75,000 depending on the severity and clarity. But here's the jaw-dropper. One extremely rare 1968 Washington quarter with both a double die obverse and full luster, graded MS-68 with eye-popping visual appeal, was once rumored to be privately sold to a high-end collector for over $325,000. That's a life-changing number for a coin most people wouldn't even glance at. And yes, these private deals do happen behind the scenes in the elite coin collecting world. So the next time you come across a 1968 quarter, don't be so quick to toss it into the coin jar. Instead, check for sharp details, unusual markings, and that vibrant, uncirculated shine. Even the worn ones like this example tell a rich story. But if you're lucky enough to find one with just the right combination of error and preservation, you could be sitting on a high six-figure payday. Moving on to the third coin, and trust me, this one's going to leave you speechless. Now moving on to a coin that launched a brand new era in American coinage, the 1965 Washington quarter. Don't let its plain look fool you. This coin holds secrets that could change someone's life, especially if you know exactly what to look for. The first thing that grabs attention with this piece is the wear. Light scratches are scattered across the surface, not too deep, but just enough to whisper stories of the past. This coin has been through decades, tucked in pockets, traded across gas stations, maybe dropped in jukeboxes during the golden age of American rock and roll. The font and text remain mostly clear, which is impressive for a coin that's over half a century old. A closer inspection shows slight changes in font thickness. Subtle, but something error hunters will want to explore more. Along the edge, there's a consistency, mostly uniform with a few spots of uneven wear that are expected in a circulated coin. No glaring mint errors jump out at first glance, but these coins are known to hide surprises in plain sight. Now flipping to the reversal, and here's where the real aging shows. The eagle still holds its stance, but it's clearly softened over time. Noticeable wear and surface scratches are more pronounced here. Some raised areas have smoothed out completely. One small corner of the border shows irregularity, perhaps a slight miss, strike, or the result of handling damage over decades. And yet this isn't just damage, it's character. This is what collectors call honest wear, and some of them prefer it over freshly minted pieces because it tells a story. But here's what makes the 1965 quarter truly special. This was the very first year that the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in quarters. That's right, before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. But by the time this coin rolled off the presses, silver had been completely removed and replaced with a copper-nickel clad composition, so it marked a turning point in American currency, and today that transition has collectors obsessed. Here's where things get exciting. If your 1965 quarter is struck on a silver planchet, which shouldn't have happened, you're holding one of the rarest and most valuable modern errors in circulation. Only a handful of these silver planchet errors have been confirmed, and they are wildly sought after. Just one example, graded AU55, sold for over $7,000. And if you're lucky enough to have a 1965 quarter struck on a silver blank in uncirculated condition, you're looking at a value north of $125,000. Now, even regular 1965 quarters can shock you. A perfectly preserved MS-68 specimen recently rocked an auction house with a closing price of $38,400. And that wasn't even an error coin, just a flawless example of the new clad era shimmering in mint luster. But when you combine condition rarity and the potential for transitional planchet errors, the price skyrockets. It's no exaggeration to say that the right 1965 quarter could fetch well over $300,000 in a high-profile private sale. So take a moment, really look at your 1965 quarters. Are they heavier than usual? Do they have a duller ring when dropped? Do the edges lack the typical copper color? These could all be signs of a silver strike. And with the way collectors are hunting for these, even the most worn piece could lead to an earth-shattering payday. Coming up next, we dive into yet another Washington quarter with an unexpected twist. You'll want to stick around for this one. It could be the most underrated of the entire batch. Next up, we're turning our attention to the 1966 Washington quarter, a coin that many folks overlook, but under the right circumstances, it could be worth far more than you'd ever imagine. Picture this, it's 1966. The Beatles dominate the radio, gas costs just 32 cents a gallon, and tucked away in someone's pocket change is a Washington quarter that today could fetch over $375,000 in the right auction room. Sounds unbelievable? Well, don't go digging through your drawers just yet, because not every 1966 quarter will make you a fortune, but some very special ones just might. Now, let's talk condition. This specific 1966 Washington quarter shows some signs of wear and tear. Washington's profile has clearly seen better days. Light scratches and wear patterns stretch across the cheek and jawline, telltale signs that this coin has passed through many hands. The letters in Liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust" are still visible, but there's just enough fading to suggest years of steady circulation. The rim, though slightly worn, remains mostly intact, still giving that firm border every collector looks for. Here's where things start to heat up. While 1966 quarters are technically clad in copper and nickel, not silver, they were struck during a strange transitional period. You see, 1965 was the first year the U.S. Mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters. But guess what? A few 1966 quarters accidentally got struck on leftover silver planches from 1964. These silver transitional errors are the holy grail for 1966 collectors. One of these rare off-metal errors sold at auction for a heart-stopping $420,000. Let that sink in. One mistake made nearly 60 years ago could turn a common pocket quarter into a life-changing payday. That's the kind of stuff that keeps collectors up at night. Even if your 1966 quarter isn't a silver error, don't walk away just yet. Some standard clad versions in pristine condition, graded MS67 or above, have brought in $10,000 to $15,000 at major auctions. That's right, no silver, no error, just perfect condition and low population in the higher grades. You'd be surprised how few survive in that top-tier shape. Now here's where the plot thickens. The Mint didn't release any proof coins in 1966, which adds to the challenge. That means no shiny mirror finishes, no mint marks, just circulation strikes. This makes high-grade specimens even rarer because everything was struck for everyday use. Every coin that avoided wear is an anomaly, and anomalies are worth money. So imagine an older gentleman who found a 1966 quarter in his late wife's jewelry box, nestled between forgotten charms and brooches. It turned out to be a silver transitional error. That little coin helped pay off his mortgage and fund his granddaughter's college tuition. True story. These coins are out there, but finding them takes a sharp eye and a bit of luck. So here's your action step. Check the weight. A normal 1966 clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin tips the scale closer to 6.25 grams, you might be holding a silver planchet error. Combine that with high condition and you've got a six-figure coin in your hand. In circulated condition, a 1966 quarter is still only worth face value, but move into mint state territory, MS65 and up, and values rise quickly, especially if the strike is crisp and luster is intact. And if, by some twist of fate, it's a silver transitional error, you're looking at auction houses battling over your coin with paddles in the air. Bottom line, that old 1966 quarter rattling in your kitchen drawer could be the very key to a small fortune. Keep watching, we're just getting started. Next up, we're diving into a 1995 D Washington quarter, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but don't be too quick to judge. Hidden in coins just like this one are jaw-dropping varieties and errors that have sold for staggering prices, sometimes climbing beyond $325,000. Yes, really. And here's why this year deserves a second look. This particular coin, minted in Denver, has clearly lived a long life. You can see heavy surface wear, especially on George Washington's cheek and jawline, where the high points have worn down to a smooth flatness. The surrounding field is dotted with oxidation and corrosion spots, giving it a gritty, almost battle-scarred appearance. But make no mistake, even worn coins like this could be harboring something incredible. Let's focus in on the details. And the D mint mark is still visible, and although the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions are partially faded, they remain identifiable. The reverse, featuring the eagle perched on arrows, shows similar wear, especially along the wings and upper legend, but What makes collectors lean in with a magnifying glass is the possibility of double dies and striking errors that are specific to this year. Here's where things get exciting. Among 1995 quarters, a few astonishing mint errors have emerged over time. One of the most famous is the off-center strike, where the entire design is pushed significantly to one side. Depending on the severity and clarity of this error, some 1995D off-center quarters have sold for over $12,000. Then there are broad-struck errors, coins that were struck without the collar, allowing the metal to spread freely. These can command $1,500 or more, depending on condition. But the holy grail of 1995 Washington quarters, a double die obverse, though officially documented cases are rare for this year, a strong doubling of the letters in Liberty or In God We Trust could push the value of a circulated quarter into 5 figures. In uncirculated MS67 plus condition, these can shoot past $325,000, especially if it's a previously undiscovered variety that gets authenticated and registered. Here's the emotional kicker. Stories have emerged of folks finding valuable 1995 quarters and change from vending machines, forgotten coin jars, or even inherited collections. One collector bought a roll of quarters at face value from the bank and discovered a near-pristine error coin worth over $30,000. That's the kind of financial twist that turns everyday Americans into overnight coin heroes. If you're holding a 1995D quarter right now, like the one in this image, don't just look, inspect. Use a loupe. Weigh it, check for any doubling, die cracks, or alignment shifts. Look especially at the rim for partial collar strikes or rotation errors. Even minor anomalies can spark bidding wars in the right collecting circles. Sure, a typical worn 1995D quarter like this one is worth 25 cents, but catch one in a high mint state or spot a rare error, and you could be unlocking the kind of coin that brings the big bucks. Keep your eyes peeled because the next coin in your pocket might just be hiding a 6-figure secret. And just like that, we're on to the next one. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Next up, we have a 1974 Washington quarter. And while this coin may appear common, there's an electrifying twist to it. What if I told you one of the rarest errors ever discovered in modern U.S. quarters came from this very year? Some varieties have fetched over $350,000 at auction. And the craziest part? They were found in plain pocket change. Now, the coin you're seeing here has definitely seen some circulation. The high points on Washington's hair and cheek are smoothed down, with surface abrasions giving it a lightly sandblasted look. Liberty and In God We Trust are still legible, and the date 1974 is fully intact, critical for identifying year-specific rarities. There's no visible mint mark, suggesting this coin was minted in Philadelphia. But what really gets collectors fired up about the 1974 quarter? One word: transitional errors. In the early 70s, the U.S. Mint was juggling metal compositions for different coins. While quarters had already switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition, rumors, and a few confirmed cases, have circulated about 1974 quarters being accidentally struck on leftover 40% silver planchets from earlier half-dollar production. If authenticated, one of these transitional silver planchet errors can blast past $100,000, with clean, uncirculated examples fetching over $350,000. Even outside of transitional errors, 1974 quarters are notorious for dramatic off-center strikes, double dies, and even rare clipped planchets. One verified double die reverse from this year shows noticeable doubling in the word quarter dollar and parts of the eagle's wing. And a high-grade example sold for $18,000. Meanwhile, broad-struck and misaligned die errors from this year have consistently crossed the $2,500 mark. Let's talk emotional weight for a second. One lucky collector in North Carolina discovered a pristine 1974 transitional error coin in a shoebox of old change passed down by his father. It was later sold for 6 figures, paying off their mortgage. That's the kind of real-world magic that keeps this hobby alive and thrilling. Back to this coin in hand, while it shows circulation wear, it's still worth examining under magnification. Pay close attention to the edge. If you see no visible copper banding, it could be an indicator of a silver composition. Also, look for doubling around the motto and lettering, or signs of a die crack across Washington's bust, which would indicate a unique variety. Don't forget to weigh it. A silver planchet quarter should come in at 6.25 grams compared to the standard 5.67 grams for copper nickel. Even if this specific coin is a circulated example, the year 1974 opens the door to enormous hidden value. Collectors and dealers are actively chasing these error varieties, and demand continues to rise with every new discovery. Who knows? Your humble quarter could be the next numismatic legend. And now buckle up, because the next coin in this lineup might just make your jaw drop even further. Next up, we're diving into the intriguing world of the 1967 Washington quarter, a year that flies under the radar for most, but sharp-eyed collectors know it holds secrets that could be worth a small fortune. In fact, one shocking mint error from this very year sold for over $400,000, and it's still sending waves across the numismatic community. The coin you're looking at here is clearly a circulated specimen. Washington's hair and jawline have lost much of their definition, and the coin shows smooth wear across the high points. Liberty and In God We Trust are still visible, though a bit softened from decades of handling. The reeded edge is slightly dulled, with some wear patterns that match what we'd expect from a coin in regular use. But don't be fooled by its humble appearance. The real story of the 1967 quarter lies deep beneath the surface. Here's what makes 1967 stand out. It was a year of transition. Just a few years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped producing 90% silver quarters and switched to the copper-nickel-clad composition we know today. But in the hustle of mass production, some 1967 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from the earlier era. These rare off-metal errors are now legendary, and when verified by top grading companies, they can fetch between $150,000 to over $400,000, depending on condition and weight. And there's more. Because no mint marks were used from 1965 to 1967, it's harder to track die varieties, but that hasn't stopped collectors from uncovering a treasure trove of striking errors. We're talking double-struck coins, off-center strikes, and mirror-like, proof-like finishes that somehow made it into circulation despite being struck in a year when proof sets were not officially released. Yes, that's right. In 1967, there were no official proof coins, but a few have surfaced with deep cameo contrast and sharp details, thought to be specimen strikes or SMS coins, special mint sets that accidentally escaped the mint. These few surviving coins can bring values exceeding $75,000, especially in high grades with a strong strike. One jaw-dropping story comes from a collector in Indiana who found what appeared to be a normal 1967 quarter in a jar of toll change. After weighing it and noticing it tipped the scale at 6.2 grams, he sent it for certification. The result? A transitional silver planchet error, sold at auction for just under $375,000. Now, coming back to this specific coin, yes, it's worn, yes, it's seen life, but it's also from a year packed with potential. This is why every 1967 quarter should be weighed. If it clocks in heavier than the standard 5.67 grams, that alone could be a reason to send it in for professional authentication. Don't overlook the reverse either. Look for doubling in the word quarter dollar or unusual die breaks along the eagle's wings or legs, which can also raise the value dramatically. Even in circulated condition, 1967 quarters have been known to sell for hundreds if they exhibit strong, collectible die varieties. But if yours turns out to be struck on a silver or foreign planchet or has an exotic multi-strike error, you're no longer talking pocket change. You're holding a six-figure slice of American minting history. Get ready, because up next is a quarter that's even more deceptive. It might look ordinary, but its value potential is enough to leave collectors stunned. Next up, the 1977 Washington quarter. A coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance, yet hiding beneath that everyday appearance could be one of the most jaw-dropping finds in U.S. coinage. And if you think this is just another quarter, think again, because some 1977 quarters have fetched prices pushing beyond $350,000, thanks to bizarre minting errors and rare conditions that defy logic. Let's begin with the coin at hand. It's in good circulated condition, with Washington's profile still sharply outlined and minimal surface abrasions compared to heavier worn coins. The text, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," is crisp and clear, and the date, 1977, is fully legible. The reeded edge has held up well, and this coin shows signs of light to moderate circulation, but no major scratches or dents. A decent piece, but here's where things get truly exciting. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced quarters with the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, but multiple errors have been documented, and they're worth far more than face value. Hundreds of thousands of dollars more it's in some rare cases. The most famous? A Kyo 1977 quarter struck on a silver planchet. An error likely caused by a leftover blank from earlier mint runs. Just one example in near mint condition sold at auction for over $350,000. Shocking seasoned collectors and sending ripples through the numismatic world. But the wild ride doesn't stop there. One of the most sought-after varieties from this year is the double die obverse, DDO, where the lettering and profile exhibit slight yet unmistakable doubling, especially on the words "In God We Trust" and the date. When graded by PCGS or NGC and listed as a verified DDO, even circulated examples can command tens of thousands of dollars, while uncirculated pieces with deep luster can bring in well over $100,000. Another eye-opening discovery, a 1977 quarter struck off center by more than 20%. With a full visible date and partial missing border, this rare misstrike recently went under the hammer for $78,000, thanks to its dramatic appearance and rarity. Even more bizarre, a ball blockage error, where one coin's image is pressed into another due to a minting malfunction, has been confirmed for this year. One such coin brought in nearly to $90,000 was at a private sale. Then there's the mystery of the missing clad layer. In some cases, 1,977 quarters were struck without the nickel outer layer on one side, exposing the solid copper core. This reddish-toned anomaly is highly collectible, especially when the error is dramatic and the strike remains clean. In MS condition, these oddballs can land in the tossed $25,000 to $60,000 gatos range depending on eye appeal and certification. So what should you be looking for? First, weigh your 1977 quarter ounce. If it's even slightly heavier or lighter than the standard 5.67 grams, you might have a transitional or planchet error on your hands. Then, check for doubling with a jeweler's loupe, and don't forget to inspect the edge for signs of a missing clad layer or uneven metal striping. Every little anomaly could mean the difference between 25 cents and a six-figure treasure. The emotional climax? It's the idea that coins like these, minted for millions and handed out as change, could become the stuff of retirement dreams. Someone in Ohio once cashed in a 1977 quarter they'd been using as a good luck piece for over 30 years. When graded and confirmed as a silver planchet error, it brought in $312,500 at auction. So before you drop a 1977 quarter into a vending machine or coin jar, think twice. You just might be holding the next numismatic shocker in your fingertips. And up next, a quarter that has stunned experts for decades, with a minting mistake so rare it's almost mythical. Stay tuned. Now turning to your 1990D Washington quarter. In faded, circulated condition. A coin that might appear almost invisible to the untrained eye, but under the surface, even worn pieces like this can spark collector interest under the right circumstances. While the 1990D quarter may not scream rarity on the surface, the truth is, there's more to this Denver minted coin than meets the eye, and we're about to uncover it. Let's begin with your coin's condition. It clearly shows signs of heavy circulation. Significant fading across the high points of Washington's bust, with Liberty and In God We Trust partially worn down. The D mint mark remains visible, though it too is slightly softened. On the reverse, The eagle's feathers, claws, and shield are faint, and much of the fine detail has been lost to time. Despite the wear, the date is still readable, which makes it identifiable, an important factor when evaluating error coins. The Denver Mint produced over 927 million quarters in 1990, so it's no secret that a typical circulated piece has little numismatic value, usually just on face value to about 35 cents in this condition. But, as always, the real story lies in rare mint errors and die varieties, some of which have transformed ordinary coins into major collector finds. One of the most sought-after rarities in the 1990 D quarter world is the off-center strike, where the coin was improperly aligned during minting. If the date is fully visible and the off-center strike is dramatic, around 50% or more, even a circulated piece can fetch $250 to $1,000, depending on eye appeal. Some MS examples of these off-center quarters have reached $2,500 at auction. Another intriguing error is the clipped planchet, where part of the quarter is missing due to a misfeed in the minting press. A clean crescent-shaped clip with full detail around the cut can bring $100 to $300 even in circulated condition. Double strikes and brockages are also confirmed for this year, and if your coin has overlapping images or mirrored designs due to a stuck coin in the press, you could be looking at $1,000 or more in value. What about struck-through errors? These occur when foreign material, like grease, wire, or debris, gets in the way of the coin during striking. On a worn coin, these may appear as strange lines, craters, or missing design elements. Some dramatic struck-through errors from 1990 D have sold for $500 to $2,000. So, particularly when certified by PCGS or NGC. There's even more. Some 1990 D quarters show signs of dust die fatigue, like widespread weakness in the lettering, mushy edges, or missing elements from overuse of the dies. While most of these aren't high-value errors, some examples with extreme die deterioration doubling or die breaks have sold for $50 to $150, depending on the severity and whether they're authenticated. Let's not forget transitional planchet errors. Though extremely rare, a few coins were struck on planchets meant for other denominations. A 1990 D quarter mistakenly struck on a nickel or foreign planchet could command an $5,000 to $10,000 or more, depending on metal composition and confirmation via weight and XRF analysis. So, what should you do if you've got a heavily faded 1990 D quarter? First, weigh it. The standard should be 5.67 grams. If it deviates by more than a few tenths of a gram, you might be onto something. Then, inspect closely for doubling, cracks, or clipping. Even a faint error could lift the value well beyond pocket change. And remember, the most astonishing finds often start in the most humble appearances. A heavily worn 1990 D quarter might seem like it's lived its life. But if it carries the right minting mistake, it could be reborn as a collector's gem. Up next, a quarter that has baffled even the top graders, with rumors of a minting mystery no one can fully explain. Stay with us. Moving on, let's talk about the 1982 D Washington quarter, a coin that may seem like just another pocket change relic, but in reality it carries a story of scarcity, overlooked errors, and one of the most shocking valuation jumps in modern numismatics. You're looking at a year that quietly shook the coin collecting world, and the coin in your hands, though circulated, could be worth far more than you think. The 1982 D quarter before us is clearly in circulated condition, moderate wear across Washington's profile, softening in the finer details and light abrasions from decades of handling. The D mint mark is still intact, though slightly worn, and the rim remains mostly even, a good sign for overall strike integrity. This isn't a flawless piece, but here's the twist. Even circulated 1982 D quarters have become increasingly desirable due to an unusual twist in history. That year, the U.S. Mint made a stunning move. It didn't issue any official mint sets. That meant collectors had no way to obtain pristine 1982 coins directly from the source. What does that mean? For us today, simply put, high-grade 1982 D quarters are rare, and even lower-grade examples are now being snapped up by savvy collectors. In fact, some circulated coins in AU condition have sold for over $75 to $100 just because of this missing link in mint-issued collections. But the real fireworks come with the errors, and 1982 D has a few that have made national headlines. One of the most astonishing finds was a quarter struck on a copper planchet, likely intended for a 1-cent coin. Instead of the expected weight of 5.67 grams, these error coins come in closer to 3.1 grams. Incredibly, one such coin sold at auction for $325,000. Thanks to both its rarity and unmistakable visual oddity, imagine discovering that from your coin jar. Another error that turned heads is the missing clad layer variety. On these coins, one side lacks the nickel coating, exposing the raw copper underneath. They look strange at first glance, almost like a rusty penny mixed with a quarter. One confirmed example, certified by PCGS in near mint condition, brought in a shocking $28,000, and that was for a coin that had visible wear. The story behind these errors: misfed planches or mechanical malfunctions at the Denver Mint, most likely overlooked during quality checks in a budget-tight year. There are also rare double-die obverse DDO varieties from 1982 D. While not all are extreme, the strong doubling on "In God We Trust" and the date can command thousands when certified. Some advanced collectors have even paid $12,000 to $18,000 for sharply struck DDO examples with solid eye appeal. Let's not forget off-center strikes and clipped planchets, both confirmed in this mint year. A sharply struck 1982 D quarter that's 50% off-center with the date fully visible, pulled in $9,500 at a 2023 online auction, and a dramatic curved clip error sold privately for over $6,000, all because of its clean edges and bold strikes. So here's the takeaway. The 1982 D quarter, especially in circulated condition, might look tired, worn out, or even ready for the change jar, but looks deceive. Because of that missing mint set and the extraordinary variety of high-value minting errors, even a common-looking coin like this can spark bidding wars and change a collector's fortune overnight. That's why coin experts recommend keeping any 1982 D quarter that has even the slightest oddities, because what looks like pocket change could turn out to be a six-figure shocker hiding in plain sight. And coming up next, a quarter that took collectors completely off guard, with a hidden flaw so rare it sparked an investigation into the mint itself. Don't go anywhere.